Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another fanciful night with, me. Great. Good. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Tonight is, Ember? Tonight is Thursday, the 9th of January, 2025. Wow. Started at 10 p.m. But, hear me out. Music. How about music? Wait. Monster Hunter? Monster Hunter? Okay. It's a late stream, I know, but it's also not going to be a long stream, but it's totally going to be a good stream. Right? We're going to play more Genshin Impact tonight. Fontaine, Act 4, Part 2. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping I get to finish it tonight. It's beanie time tonight. There's a reason. The hair underneath is crusted. Now I can explain. Underneath here I have what's it called? It's like what's the word for it? It's like a hair mask, like a scalp and hair mask, which is a tea tree oil hair mask. And it's like, you know, the hair is like very weird and crusted, but it's totally good, and everything smells like tea tree oil. Yeah. Tea tree. P3. P3 is great. E3. Okay. Hey. I gotta make an announcement up ahead before you go crazy and you're like... I know you, okay? I know you, like, tomorrow you're gonna be like, alright, Friday night, what we gonna do? Let's put on twitch.tv/uphoenix or watch me on YouTube. But then you find out, you're like, yeah, cool, like Friday night, let's play some games and put on Uphoenix on the side. But then, Uphoenix is not live. Why? I'll tell you why. I told you yesterday, but I'll tell you again, just so you don't forget. And I'm gonna announce it on the Discord as well. Which, you should totally join the Discord if you haven't already. As always, it's in the chat or the description down below. The panels, section, I don't know. You know where to find it. There's only one Unity Discord. Right. Vinny and I will be going to Berlin over the weekend. My brother's planning some stuff for like a late birthday gift. And we're going to the Elden Ring Orchestra on Sunday. And on Monday, I might get a tattoo. And then we're back on Tuesday. Yeah. Back on Tuesday. Such is the plan. And cinema, right. And we're gonna watch Nosferatu. Hell yeah. Because in our area here, you can't watch anything in English. They're like, oh, the Germans don't speak the English. Oh, I know, it sucks. It's a pain in the ass. Luckily in Berlin they have like 2 cinemas that show English screenings sometimes. So yeah, we're gonna watch that Nosferatu movie. I heard good things about it. And also other movies from that movie maker. I liked most of them, I think. Like he's the one, I think Robert, I guess, was it? Not sure. He made the movie The Witch, but written with like 2 V's, so The Witch. That one was good. That was a very, curious movie. The Northman, which I thought was really cool. The Northman is that Viking movie that I watched with my best friend when we tried watching Thor Love and Thunder. And it was so bad. We were like, God, no. This is Thor: Love and Thunder? I feel like it might be the worst movie I've ever watched. No kidding. It actually might be. So then we watched The Northman, and that was really damn good. So The Northman, The Witch, he also made The Lighthouse, which left me just really confused. The Lighthouse, really confused. I was like, I don't know what to think. It's probably like, I think many of his movies are where you kind of want to go for multiple watchings, multiple screenings, so you really grasp the whole picture. You understand all the nuances. But I didn't really want to do that with Lighthouse. What else did he do? There was another one. The Witch, The Norseman. I forgot. There was another one. Started with the as well. Seems to be his thing. Eh? Hold on. I gotta look it up. Robert Eggers movies. Where am I? Where are you? Right there. What? Hold on. Nosferatu, The Northman, The Lighthouse, The Anything else? What else? That's all I'm finding right now. Really? Huh. The new tattoo? Okay. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. We're gonna keep this between us, okay? It's a secret. Don't tell the other people. It's gonna be a dinosaur. Yes! Hell yeah. I'm so confused. What do you mean? Where am I? Where's your freight? Oh, that one. You put it away. You did this. You put yourself in that spot. You were just on the couch. I've got nothing to do with this. You did this to yourself. That's right. I am for once innocent. Sometimes it happens. What? What day is today? Thursday. What is an update on Hoyo? Doch, nein, doch. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna tell you some things, alright? Okay, first off, I have to tell you something. Oh my god. I kept telling you next month on the 14th would be like rock and roll, right? But of course, our dearest Assassin's Creed gonna rock in with a 1 month delay for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Of course. Well, so the big thing I was telling you about for next month, it's still gonna happen, just not on that day. Okay? It might be, it could still be around that time, but this way because I was trying to make it with Assassin's Creed Shadows, so there's something new alongside it, but in a way that's also a lot of pressure, right? I just thought it might bring more fresh eyes to what's happening then, because I want to I want to try and get as many people on that day into the stream. But obviously I could do it any other day as well. Just that this way now, I'm a bit more flexible in my planning. And more flexible allows me more time to make sure everything's ready. Because, oh boy, like there's more coming with it, okay? There's more to it than just what meets the eye. It might also meet your ears. So yeah, therefore, there's a lot of things to take care of. And pinpointing it on the 14th, you know, it's cutting it close, but doable. However, this way makes it a bit more relaxed. And I'll let you know as soon as I can when I have a definitive date, but expect it around that time frame. Around that time. And this way, you know, because Monster Hunter is happening on the 28th of February, and we know, like Monster Hunter, it's unlikely they would delay it. It's not their style. So Monster Hunter happening, and we can be ready, and everything is like, you know, well practiced and good. But there's one more thing. So I've been thinking with my little thinking brain, right? And I've been thinking, how about we pursue the dream of finishing Monster Hunter World before Monster Hunter Wilds is out? How about it? Sounds good? Sounds good? Because this way we have over a month to finish Monster Hunter World. I can, you know, can tune it into my stuff. And that should be more than possible then. Hammer? Money Hunter again? One sub, one hunt? Because you know, we gotta get that sub count happy again. Sometimes I do need to pay the bills, you know? So basically, we've got Genshin Impact Fontaine, Final Fantasy 16, Monster Hunter World, and of course Nikke. Those 4 games to juggle all the way until Monster Hunter Wilds releases at the end of next month. Just those 4 games, and maybe also Star Rail if I think I should do it, you know? I just feel so burnt by Penacony, but I don't know, maybe it's good? I guess I could just start it and see how it feels, you know? Could do that. And hey, also maybe my voice will be fully back next month by that time. I'm starting to feel like this inhaler is already doing a much better job. So that's good. I'm feeling less weird discomfort in my throat. The voice is not fully there, but it doesn't feel so wrong as it did before. The next part of Star Rail is written by a different guy. Really? I thought that Shaoji dude was still in there. Like, not that it's bad, it's just... it's way too wordy and way too long for the format of the game, I feel. But yeah, ultimately, those 4 games, I want to save Natlan for when the VTubing happens. Because I think that would be more exciting to new chapter in Genshin, new chapter in streaming, you know? However, with the VTubing will also be the time Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming out on PC. I mean, already in 2 weeks. on the 23rd, I think. But I can wait with that, you know, for like 1 or 2 weeks until the VTube avatar is ready. I can wait. Yeah. Get it ready for that. Because, you know, like, since I finished Rebirth before, I'm not getting spoiled and I'm not afraid of getting things taken away from my enjoyment of the game. So I can easier do it, you know? He was on the stream, but the other guy with him was the main ride, apparently. Okay. I guess we could check it out then. Because I'd like to do it on stream, just... I'm afraid. Ready for another round of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Me too. Because now I know what to expect. When I played it the first time, the open world left me very disappointed. And that's why it kind of like, you know, it tainted my playthrough a little bit. But now I know what's coming. So I know, you know, to alter my expectation for that specific part. Because everything that was story was amazing. Combat, story, music, all of these things are great. Minigames are hit or miss. But, you know, that Queen's Blood thing, it was growing on me. It's just the open world itself, like, sometimes it was cool and sometimes you just felt like they were trying to make the game artificially longer. Then again, you didn't have to do all the open world things, but if you're an open world game player and you see all these things, you know, you see the checkboxes. For a person like me, those checkboxes are endorphins, you know? I check them like, oh yes, man, 100%, oh! You know, that's what it feels like. Letty, hello! We just talked about plans and good news, such as finishing Monster Hunter World before Wilds comes out. Yeah. Because Assassin's Creed Shadows has gotten delayed. And that delay allows us more time for other stuff. But also ultimately it's coming out at the end of March, so we've got a full-on chunky month for Wilds. Then have Assassin's Creed Shadows and Wilds, and then after that have other games and Wilds, you know? Alright, Elden Ring too. But with Elden Ring, I really feel like... Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Elden Ring concert, orchestra on Sunday in Berlin. And obviously that gets me very hype to play some more Elden Ring. Very much. And also I've been watching my favorite streamer, and he's playing Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Well, not yet. He's trying to get there. So I constantly blue ball myself with Elden Ring because I just want to play more, but I want to make it right. And it wouldn't be a Euphoenix stream if I wouldn't restart a game, you know? What can I say? It's just how I do it. But I can wait. Maybe I managed to finish it before Night Rain. But I'm not too sure. I think Night Rain could be like an April thing. I can see that happen. Careful, by the way. I'm about to flashbang myself. Told you. You love the name of his character? Oh, Vlad von Kanstein? Yeah, he's great. Vlad von Kanstein. That's the spirit. Das Licht. Ah. Hold on. Hold on. It's time. Okay. It is time to take a sip. Got a fancy new bottle that Vinny bought me. Okay, it's time to jump back into something with impact. Something like Genshin Impact. Here we go. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about, right? Instagram. So, like, you know, I'm stupid enough that I look at the Instagram Explore page quite often, because I can tell you why, alright? I'm absolutely a human of convenience, you know? Completely. And, oh, hey, I want to use controller. And the thing is, I like using Instagram Explorer because it loads the fastest. I open the app and it's like, poosh, right there. That's why I like Twitter as well. So, you know, I go in it and I'm like, all right, here's my chronological timeline of news. But that's really all I use it for, because I don't really interact anymore. Not like many people interact with my stuff anymore.
The centuries, but human life is like the dew.
Shh. And the Instagram Explorer page, because, like, you know, when they post stuff like Hoyo, I'm like, I like it, even though if I sometimes don't look at it, because I don't want to be spoiled for Genshin right now. But so I liked it, and they're like, in the Explore page, they say, okay, so here's a random artwork people made of Genshin. And I've seen some pictures of Capitano. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm very excited for Nadland. I wanna get there. I think it's going to be good. What's that? Baffling Beetle Battle. An event? I don't have time for events. I'm not that kind of guy.
Bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Gensh in, Gensh out. Alright. Feels like it's just been yesterday, but we meet again. And... Risley wants to meet up with the father. Arlecchino. Some of the Fatui, because the Fatui have been digging too deep. No, wait, that was the dwarves. What's that? Oh? Dinosaurs? Ah. Alright. Check marks taken care of.
I want to go on a vacation with
And now... Right. Now it's the point where the time where they actually want to make that meetup with Arlecchino. Let's go. Let's get to it. Whoa! What are you two doing? Are still talking? They weren't just talking.
Excuse me?
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Sejuin?
I'm sorry, man. She just wanted to see you.
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
She's feeling a little sore.
Mostly fine.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten?
Please enlighten us as much as you'd like.
But where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Okay.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals.
Why didn't you stop them?
Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
So you were hoping Linny's group would just do your work for you?
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremine has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Irksome?
Are the rumors true that you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Clorant down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good Mora to come down to the fortress for some field work.
Bro is paying her?
As a champion duelist, Miss Clorant could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremine was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
That's what they call him nowadays. He's a real romantic dude. So the Forbidden Zone really exists? What's inside of it?
That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremine.
Fremine.
We've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
Hold up. Okay.
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yes?
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Yes.
Follow me.
Yes. Are we entering the big spice? Is this where they hide the spice? Oh, look at that.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
What else are you hiding?
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
We're
Meadowpede.
way behind schedule.
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa!
Whoa, it's a Dark Souls elevator. Just so much more handy than if they had like a button you need to push. Video game mechanics.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special.
How does Paimon go down with the lift? Push it to the ground. Stay down, Paimon. And that is...
What a huge door!
That's what she said.
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone.
Oh, that's a good name for like a bedroom.
Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Random gear on the wall. I just like spinning.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
Kuro.
Whoa. They all just went up one by one.
What's that in the middle of the room?
Go on, have a look.
It's more spinning gears. Oh, we're using the Traveler? Okay. What kind of stuff do I have?
Scatter.
Dendro? I don't know how that works. This room is really empty with nothing in here, which is quite strange on its own. There's also a device smack dab in the middle of the room, which looks like some kind of massive sluice gate.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally.
Infinitesimally? What is that word? Learning things. But I tell you, this thing is voice being funny. This thing is holding back the primordial water.
Normally I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking?
The water pressure?
Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're already under the sea!
Under the sea.
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater.
Nice.
Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising.
Primordial seawater is continually leaking into the sea?
Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us! Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh. Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all.
And if the primordial sea is leaking through, if this gate falls, all of Fontaine will fall with it.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
Ah.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea? Who built this place anyway?
Good question. How do they build it that deep? How do people build, like, oil rigs in general and stuff like that? It's so crazy. And one day I'll play Subnautica.
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon Egeria ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished.
Because the Hydra Archon is the Archon of the God of Justice, right? Egeria. All convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished.
The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the Sinner's only home.
Hey, that makes me think like Sinner and like a fortress. Like in Dark Souls 2. Good times.
And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent.
So the former Hydra Archon built this, but you're telling me she knows how to build steel and stuff?
Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. That's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
Unless they have a boat. Do you believe in prophecies?
To be frank, not really.
But he's not
Sadly,
Frank.
that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
Oh boy, when you got those self-fulfilling prophecies going on, oh no. And then people are like all superstitious. So as the Duke of Meripede, just what do you plan to do about it?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
He's gonna build a gun and shoot the sea.
This
Yeah?
is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone. Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
They don't have souls.
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
At who?
He's the one who blew the whole institute sky high. Everyone knew he was a bit crooked in the head, but you're not local, so I guess it's possible for you not to have heard of him.
Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Nice.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
Was that really necessary, Paimon?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
They are just friends with benefits.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Wow.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Whatever, Paimon.
Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Is this just a normal room?
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
How did you do that? Is that a city? This is...
What a huge ship?
Oh, okay. Never mind. It looked a bit like a city, right?
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
Like, reminds me of Final Fantasy 14. That was like the big story with forgot the name of the city. How could I? It was a great story though, with Emmett Selk and all the stuff. But what was the name? Sometimes I wonder if I have bad memory. Need more RAM. You wouldn't download more RAM, would you?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Nothing.
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves.
Okay, sure.
He called his nation Lemuria, and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the Primordial Sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
This is a plan for the ages. Can't you share your plan with everyone?
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. All right, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
Yeah, soothing the throat.
I'll leave you here for now.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
It means that my actions now will decide the next steps Lainey's group takes. In other words, if I want to tell Lainey the truth, I must make him understand that we cannot afford excessive conflict right now.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Yeah, we will.
Great. I look forward to what happens next.
Like a bee. A golden bee. Like in a beeline. Oh?
We're back!
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
There's way too much tea talk in this game now. Where's the coffee?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Yeah, see?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now.
Like tell me. Tea or coffee? What's your call? Lynette got the same voice actor as Fei Xiao. Oh, it's a good one. And Linea's blade. Nice. Tea? Oh my god. Oh. Ah! Okay, I'm back.
While I was sedated, I could still barely hear two people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
You know, it just means more coffee for me.
Must have been Risley and Sijun.
Yeah, I heard one male voice and one female, so it should have been the two of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your
You know,
answers
I don't
against
like
my
this
speculations?
the song that's playing. The Meropate song. It's like, sure, it fits in a way, but it feels too dooming to me, you know? It makes me think of tea. Lenny sounds a lot more like his old self.
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
I mean, have you heard of this super crazy, like, hardcore, insane drug called sleep? Like, you know, it makes you feel refreshed. It's time travel. You lose weight while you do it. Like, you know, there's so many good things happening while you do it. It's amazing. Never heard of it. Yeah, it's hard to get. That's what sucks. Can't play games while you do it.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijun is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions.
3 questions. If I take some sleep, will it make Wilds release quicker? Yes. And the third answer, country music. You know, I kind of want to have my bot randomly answer country music when people ask questions. I wonder if I could do that.
Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Meripede.
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude
That's our
changed
Lenny.
dramatically during the course of our stay.
Who doesn't know
He
him?
ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the 2 factions are pitted against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Lenny's grasp of the big picture is amazing.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
Like, Lumine is just looking like, man, I've seen some shit. After some deliberation, you share the information you just learned with Lenny and company. While sharing what you saw, you emphasize that now is not time for disputes and blah, 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 blah.
I can't believe it.
Me neither. They just skip the text so fast.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Risley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Risley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Lenny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Don't mention it. What was that?
Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Alright. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Kind of confused though, like, so what's their next course of action? Now they know what Risley's planning. Risley just wants to... He just wants to see what happens?
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served in the coupon cafeteria.
Ooh, exciting.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon.
Coupon cafeteria.
Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sijwin?
Uh-huh. And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria.
Maybe she's got coupons. Sometimes you just want to bonk your feelings with a stick. A fist fight.
What would you like to eat?
We can choose.
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Walsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Then I'll have the tastiest stuff you have to offer. Yes.
Me too! Don't forget Paimon!
Ooh.
No problem. Just leave it to me.
After a while, the meal Siegewin ordered for your arrival. Like day prayer, you have Siegewin food, Paimon, claim, Risley, taste, strange. Okay, shake. Shakes? But they were terrible?
Delicious.
Oh, I like shakes. Amazing.
Paimon's so happy. Paimon wants to feast like this every day.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Delicious.
Exquisite, thank you. Besides the milk, I mean, everything was super delicious.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment.
Was it poisoned?
Sijwin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
A bit of which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
Is she a snail?
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister?
A slug, that's what I mean.
That's great to hear.
A slug.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well?
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Glorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Glorand left, to make sure that Lenny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Glorand had returned.
What they actually are, the origin is quite edgy. Oh? As edgy as in Full Metal Alchemist?
Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linney as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
You were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervulette would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos.
Darkness. But that doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine Nervulette outside of his office.
Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
Nervulette?
Glorand!
Ah,
How's dinner?
it's all right. Miss Sijwin really put in a lot of effort.
So we heard that Risley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremonade too. You sure work super fast.
Oh, it was child's play.
Still, Paimon didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sijwin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sijwin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time? So you mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here.
It's all thanks to Nervulette. This is technically a work trip for us too.
Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
Are we actually blowing it up? Oh, wait. That's the wrong way. I can probably teleport. Can I? Oh, up. Ah. What a life.
Take it easy.
What? Wait. Wait, what? All right then. I'll take the manual route. Hey, did you know that we're totally gonna do another Breath of the Wild playthrough? I know you're excited. I know. I'm excited. It's gonna be my 5th time playing through that game. Oh, imaginary ceilings. No! Oh wait, there's a button. Hey, don't you dare destroy that. Don't. Don't you flatten my funny thing. My stick! And here I thought it's better than bacon.
Inazuma shines eternal!
Ha!
Shine down!
What? But... No? I don't think I'm going the right direction. Once again, we're going manual mode. Screw this fortress. I'm making my own way. It's poorly planned. That's what it is. Whole fortress is a mess. Aha! I tricked them. You see? See, that's why I'm a pro. Nailed it.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed.
That's a unobtainable state.
Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
For life. How come they're so sleepy after they had those shakes? Wait, so Paimon actually laid down?
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
Out of my way! Get out of my way!
What happened? Why is everyone running?
No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Oh.
Uh-huh. Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
What's that sound? Paimon, wake up. We need to go out and see what's going on. Oh, there's alert? Man, it's like a JRPG. Blaring alarms.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
There's no time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah! There you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Laveroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Laveroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
You said His Grace said to evacuate outwards?
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Now that means whatever happened must have happened down below. Oh no, isn't that gate at the very bottom?
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Please evacuate upwards and outwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far out
Down and down. All right, no problem. Down and down we go. Oh, cutscene? Oh, I'm a fan.
They're here.
We need more of that.
Just like I said.
What happened?
Uh-oh. The cooker.
You're just in time.
The
But
fortress is a
be ready
giant
to
water
run.
boiler. What's he gonna do? Punch the water? He actually is. What a man. You better clear an ice wall, bro.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, snap.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense.
Oh, snap.
The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
What is she gonna do? He's got eyes. She's got electro. She can, like, massage his neck.
Neuvillette? Why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the Knave there. You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
Oh, he's jealous. Okay, can you explain everything else to me later?
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Wait, he knows where to go already? He's like, alright, no problem. I'll be right there.
Look,
Interesting.
there are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there. The Knave is probably here already. We need to hurry. Are you two the Traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
Will do. Totally. I want to have hair like Farina. Looks so twirly.
So you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
She's got such a jump in her voice. You know? That put on attitude.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
Such a sick design. So this is the Knave, the head of the House of the Hearth, and the Linny siblings' father. She certainly does not seem easy to deal with. Greetings.
I I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Oh, cake! Hey, did you know cake in Spanish is pastel? Like pastel, but pastel? And cake in Japanese is keiki. And cake in German is Kuchen.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Like, do you know marzipankuchen? Like a marzipan cake? That stuff is good. Oh, I had some for my birthday. She seems friendly enough, but that can't be all there is to her. The knave is a force to be reckoned with. I should be very cautious around her.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's pretty good.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
Wait, Child should have no reason to have said something like that.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
Who else is this voice actor voicing again? Like, it sounds very familiar. I have faith in his abilities.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
I think you mentioned it the other day, was it right? I think. Someone in Nikkei. Think? Or it's Dario? Eren Yvette. That doesn't tell me much. Farina looks quite nervous. There must be some kind of bad blood between her and the knave.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Nuvillette.
I managed to find a few leads on his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that
Like
Child
a
is
really
still
long
alive.
time because I was very slow at streaming it.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Mirapede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well,
No, Paimon's statement just left us wide open.
The Fortress of Mirapede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
We do not. But there was also no evidence that he's been injured or killed.
Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the opera house. Is it something like that?
She's turning up the pressure. Not sure if I'll be able to convince her, but I can at least try to distract her from Farina. Sounds good to me, yes.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
What?
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
Oh, snap.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
What?
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
I'm a little lost with the conversation before this. Oh. What is happening? What's he gonna do?
My thanks to you both.
He's just gonna
I will take it from here.
Oh no, he did the nunamine.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess.
Tea.
Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Sploosh! Oh snap. Look at the man go with one hand. With the other hand, he's like...
Day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day. This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
What?
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
But why does the primordial seas like coming up to begin with?
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
Prophecy adverted. All good. Adverted? Averted.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house, Miss Farina. As the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Heart have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures!
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
Oh, I know what. I thought the voice is Bayonetta.
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high!
Yeah! Farina's not acting like her usual self. She's actually seriously refuting the Knave's accusations. She means what she says. She's not putting on a front.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
So was it all a lie, or can she really not tell us? She was so full of conviction and confidence just now, but now she's deflated like a pop balloon.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
Man, she's bad at bluffing though.
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal?
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. Jesus.
And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
Indemnity? What are these words?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no
It's an AI.
idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina.
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Erotique. No, wait, what was that? Cardinale.
I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Excuse the yawns. Today I'm actually tired.
Yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Looking forward to getting some sleep over the weekend.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
These aren't topics I can speak about. I don't even know what Neuvillette's task was. If I had to guess, he probably went down to deal with the surging Primordial Sea, but can he really deal with it all by himself? And is Serena being truthful or not?
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex.
Commission?
Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise.
Indemnitium is a power source used in Fontaine. It's made by the oratories when judgments are passed. So they have an AI, essentially. And when it works, it creates a source? Holy shit. Imagine that. Wild.
You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
The knave proceeds to change the topic and brings up a number of less events. What is wrong with them? Why is it loading so fast?
Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
When do they learn? Video game companies, come on. Like, just make it a thing where I have to push a button to proceed.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table, and I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Sure.
Paimon's coming too.
I don't know, I feel like they went strangely friendly again towards the end, kind of like uncharacteristically. But anyways.
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring for now.
I want to retire too. Where did I push you to eat cake? The whole thing, like... whole situation's weird. Everything's weird. We better start shooting things. Ugh. That's all the action we're gonna get.
Scatter!
That's right.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
You know, like the whole way that I just ran there, they just could have made this a cutscene like follow-up.
That's what Paimon thought.
What do you want to say?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
I didn't think that's what you wanted to talk about.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you? The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children.
Was there nothing else you wanted to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them. Especially Linny.
You mean Ridesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina? You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meropide.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you!
Why is she just sitting there, like, ready to claw her up?
You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
What?
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake.
Oh.
There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Eudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
His pants.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the Fortress of Meropide. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Eudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Additional mission?
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Eudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the Fortress of Meropide will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Uh-huh.
You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you.
Some loud water.
So they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
But can she tell us why, she's got like those claw hands?
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
How did you come to that conclusion?
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon.
Mainly in her character quest and her animated short. Oh!
Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you.
You have to live to be alive.
You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
He's coming.
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
May we ask what happened down there?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate.
As for what happened on our side, blah blah blah, long story short, a random tea party where just, you know?
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Can I ask you some questions?
Permission granted.
You have enough power to force back the primordial sea. Does this mean you have some deeper connection with the Hydro Archon?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
Like... It seems pretty obvious, doesn't it?
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
Imagine getting to a point in life where you expand your vocabulary to not have to use the word or the phrasing you guys anymore, or chat, or I don't know, stuff like that. Incredible, isn't it? Fascinating, I know. You know, I really don't hype it when streamers just call that chat. Never did. Tried it for a time. Didn't vibe. It's just you. It's just you. Just you and me. But you is many people. I'm many people. I'm you. You and me. Oh God!
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
That's the rain again. The clear sky suddenly filled with dark clouds. The rain became heavier, light rain soon growing to a downpour. And just moments before, Nivelad has just mentioned his sense of grief. Thinking back to that legend and what Fremine said, it said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. Nivelad, you can't be a frickin' dragon?
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh my god, and your pointed ears and like crazy looking eyes? That's right. You're a lawyer.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the dragon sovereign of water.
The dragon of... what?
Water.
Huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Farina?
Nervalet, are you listening?
Ah, my apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret.
Wait, which other dragon sovereigns have we met? Which ones were that? Like, what is the name? Hold on, I'm thinking of it. I'm getting there. Okay, I'm lost. There was one in Aida's character quest. But isn't like the one from the very beginning, like the Storm Terror dragon? Isn't that a dragon sovereign? Or is it different? Same as the Zhongli's dragon buddy. The only other confirmed one? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, damn. Storm Terror and Zhongli's pets are... But they are confirmed. Okay, okay. Well, I'm curious to see where this goes then.
There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
Just flush the water. Akavir, hey, welcome. Durin from Albedo Quest. Oh. Was that quest they had like at the very beginning of the game? Because I wasn't playing at the time. I joined like, what, 1 or 2 years in? When they had like the Zhongli Ganyu rerun, I think. But I heard of that. I heard of that name. Reading it before on like on Reddit and stuff. Durin was created by Gold, who also created Albedo. Albedo and Durin are kind of like brothers. Yeah, you mean like some sort of Full Metal Alchemist? Oh, snap!
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
Oh?
They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
What? When the first usurper arrived on Tivat, so they came from somewhere else. They seized a part of the dragon's power. And that's the basis of the Archon's authorities? The Gnosis?
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history.
Man, he should have some chat with Zhongli.
In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried.
See you later, Nivelet.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Loud water. Return to the prison. Bum bum bum. Like Zhongli knows all the history. And more things. It almost happened at the last lantern ride, but Zhongli got scared and pretended to do something to leave her. He got scared of Nivelet? He's scared of a Dragon Sovereign? So the Dragon Sovereign is above the Archon? Oh? We're talking some power plays here.
Traveler, Paimon, you're back. Are you still doing all right? Did either of you get hurt?
Don't worry.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it? A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulet paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being. Oh, of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided. How did Nervulet know that he was needed here? Well, Monsieur Nervulet has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so relieved to see that you're both all right. If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days. Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel free to visit the infirmary for a break at any time. I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know. They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
Hey, Renleve, hello. Let's not forget, this is a prison after all, right? We shouldn't confuse it. So how do I best get up there? Production zone. Wait. There, right? From here I can fly. Zhongli and even Venti been corroded. Oh, this is not the right way.
Always at your
Right, there was a thing, corrosion, right.
You guys are back?
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
But like, when they were like evacuating it, didn't everyone not just really get out? So they were just at the, at the gates, and they're like, okay, back to business.
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals. Is there? I mean...
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching.
Okay. Thanks, you two.
Take it easy.
You are not important, it seems. Now, just to remember how to get there. To that level. Are you? Seems to be the way. Ah. Like, tell me after this we are finished with the fortress. Don't want to see it anymore. I don't think... Like, the plot itself is a cool idea with the Primordial Sea and all that, and it being like a giant plug. But this area is such a drag, holy shit.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
A bear.
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from it, eh?
Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clarant in person.
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Let them plug into prison so the water breaks through. At least it's only prisoners. True, yeah. I mean, bit brutal, but it works. It do.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
You met Father? Did
Knave.
she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand.
A bit?
And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
It was a little surprising.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
No.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon...
Oh my
Another
god, no,
implies that
no,
you
no, no
already
more
served
tea.
some delicious cake while you were up there. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
Oh god. We have to make a prison break. We need some prison of elders kind of scenario. Whoa! Nami Amida Butsu. Oh, hey. That part.
Courier? Miss Sishween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? It's you two.
It's Mewtwo.
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
We're fine, thanks.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. so don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all!
Okay. Not at all. Oh. You got a vinyl player, boy. It's not turned on. There's nothing on it. He's insane.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think that's going to work.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Cloran received lipstick instead.
Alright, I'm imagining like Neuvillette just walking out like...
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies.
Alright.
Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from Sigewinne too?
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
Is food still covered?
You may access the cafeteria for free. Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Great, so now we're eternally prisoners. How exciting. Primordial seawater milkshake. Yeah, that's a nice drink, huh? It's boba with a surprise. It's got quite the twist.
We're back in our cell again.
Necesito dormir.
So it really doesn't feel the same.
Feels like a huge weight is off our shoulders. Yeah.
Sure feels that way. But the truth is, we never did anything bad to begin with, so I'm not sure why we put so much pressure on ourselves.
We became prisoners by proxy. Paimon, is there something you'd like to say?
Huh? How did you know?
Because you usually just immediately fall asleep.
Hey, that's not true! Alright. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all. It's like, we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
Almost like you're trying to solve your own issue by solving everyone else's. Oh. We're the best adventurers ever!
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
Being a guide counts too.
Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward.
Do we get all the primos?
Just our thoughts making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary. We should be safe now, right?
We'll be fine.
Alright then. Good night to you, traveler.
Good night, Paimon. we dreaming that? Because we still have his vision, right? Whale! I've done it! Completed Act 4 of the Fontaine Archon quest! Yeah! Whale, whale, whale! Awesome! Cool. That was a very, curious ending. Very curious indeed. And I must say, overall, the whole chapter, though, I have to say, it's not the strongest. I don't know, maybe I just... It didn't feel the strongest. It was either a plot point or they are using subliminal messaging to tell you to wail. It's time to wail. What's that? Is that Primal Gems? Give it here. Chevreuse? Chevreuse has birthday? But after this we are finished in this fortress, right? Until we get to the boat. Ooh. Claim? Can I not buy any? I can. Oh, here we go. Just don't chalk me into the quest, okay? I remember how this goes. I remember. Okay.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier.
Just want to get rid of the exclamation marks, you know? You know how it is. Will be worth it? Oh, I'm sure. The character quests usually are pretty good. It's just, every time I played this game, I was so lucky. I'm like going somewhere and they're like, boom, you just ran straight into my trap car. And I'm like in the shadow realm of doing character quests while trying to do like the main quest.
Ad Astra Abyss.
Ad Astronaut Abyssolsk. Let's go, Mavwika! Easy pull. Streamer luck. I said streamer luck. Diona! Well, at least Diona ain't bad. I know I've been slacking incredibly playing this game. I have to say though, it's also because Staria is just easier to play.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one.
Blue wish is blue. We expected nothing else.
Knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Up next will be Masquerade of the Guilty. Oh. This is the day you get out of prison and you proceed to complete the paperwork for your release as arranged. Oh, I hope so. I hope it actually happens that way. Oh my god. Alright. The music's very faint. Yeah, the music's like super faint. Yeah, let me put on some tunes then. If they rob us of the music, we do our own music. Okay. Well, everyone. This was Act 4 of the Fontaine Archon quest. It, you know, I mean, not bad. I just feel like the whole fortress is a little too oppressive, which it is probably meant to be, but, you know, I just feel like that it was a little too much back and forth with little weird going around, and as it's often the case for them here, is like not enough action, you know. But the revelations coming through, like, that is really curious. Really curious. So as far as I understand, we have 2 more acts coming up, right? And I think they're longer. Like some time ago I tried to, like, you know, get like a roundabout, like an idea, you know, how long the chapter's gonna be. But we will continue that next week. 1 more act? Really? One long act? It's not 2 acts? Well, I tried looking it up without getting spoiled, so it's like, it's a little tricky to get information properly, you know? When you're trying to like be like, okay, I'm looking for things, but I'm not looking for things. Always tricky. Okay, but anyways, we shall continue that next week. In the meantime, do join us on Discord. That would be very awesome. The link's right now in the chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube or something, check the description down below. There should be a link to the Discord. Will be awesome. I'll be now gone for a couple days. Today is Thursday, so I'll be gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll be back on Tuesday. As I mentioned before, it's going to be quite the packed weekend, but hopefully including some sleeping in, so that's nice. I'll update you again in the announcements channel on the Discord. You know, just to be safe. And I might ask you just some regular random stuff soon. You know, like, you know, getting some feedback for some stuff for the planning, asking about some gaming suggestions, stuff like that, doing some plans. Yeah. But in general, it's going to happen in the announcements channel as always. And then we continue next week with Genshin, with Nikkei, with Final Fantasy 16. And maybe Star Rail. If enough of you want to see Star Rail, I'll continue Star Rail in the stream. And we see how it goes. You know, we see if they manage to do it good. Thing with Penacony was really like, there was good parts, you know, they were good sometimes. It's that Sunday dude, he was just yapping, you know, so much yapping. Okay, well, let's not make this too dramatic. I'll see you all on the Discord or next week on Tuesday. Probably starting off with Nikkei and maybe also some Final Fantasy, depending on like what time I get online, okay? Cool. Well, enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much for hanging out here. Hope you have a great day. And if you have a cinema that shows you good English screenings, check out Nosferatu. I will too, and then we can discuss. Hell yeah. Okay, well, thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Stay radiant. Cheers. Good night.
Boom shakalaka!